Hello, everyone. Welcome to Smalltalk. This is the Smallville retrospective podcast. I'm one third of your co-host. My name is Ryan Cam. Thank you all so much for tuning in this week. After the incredible mid-season finale, we have one really good episode to follow it up, and then the quality crashes into the side of a mountain. But we'll cover all of that and more. But first up from 3D Movie Cinema is Jacob Collins. Jacob, how was your Thanksgiving?
It was fantastic, and I really enjoyed this episode. One of the episodes, and then I hated two of these episodes because they are garbage. And I really, honestly, I would rather go and watch. I'd rather go and watch any other show. I'd rather go watch some of the older episodes I didn't really care for. Like I'd rather go watch some of like the wedding episode from season 6 over watching these two episodes. At least that there was Lex in that. There is no Lex in any of this, although they keep hinting at him. And I'm just like, I don't care about hinting. I'd rather see the Lex, okay? Because you know what? Even if a episode was bad before in season 1 through 7, you at least had Lex Luthor in it. So it's like, you know what? Michael Rosenbaum carries those bad episodes, And instead, you don't have Michael Rosenbaum, so it's like it's just a bad episode with nothing else to revish. And it's like, come on. I'm like, it's like, come on, man. It's like that Joe Biden meme that says, "Come on, man."
Come on, man.
Matt Wyatt, you up for watching Cool again?
Oh man, we all agree that the Legion is the best out of the three episodes. The two and one was so mediocre, and I mean, I get where you're coming from, Jake, but because with Lex Luthor being still off screen and still being mentioned, that they're still trying to slowly resolve the storyline with Lex, and even though that Michael Rosenbaum's not in it, which is a big bummer because he would sell those episodes from a mediocrity of the story.
Putting together the best of season 4 video for last week. Side note, thank you all for checking that one out. That was nostalgia at its finest right there. And just like getting to the I am the villain of this story, like revisiting that again, I'm just like right there, baby, right there. And sadly Rosenbaum's gone, and it just kind of just it's just like it took a dip a bit. That being said, though, let us get into these episodes. But before we do get into that, if you like this, leave a like, subscribe, click the bell for notifications, do all of that. We are here every Tuesday doing that thing. But with that in mind, let us begin. This is Season 8, Episode 11, called Legion, We Are Many.
Where are you supposed to be?
I'm the red blue blur.
What, up there in the sky?
Wow, see that?
You may be known as Clark Kent now, but one day you'll be known as...
Lex saved my life. I owe him everything.
Were you this devoted before or after your accident?
Knowing what it's like to truly feel powerful, it's hard to admit when you can't do it alone.
We are the Legion.
We've come from the 31st century. Kal-El, your influence will reach far beyond Earth.
Lana, you're part of the reason Kal-El becomes the hero. Clark, the world needs you. I did everything you ever asked. Not anymore. I loved you. You son of
Smallville, all new episode Thursday, January 15th on the CW.
The aftermath of Doomsday's attack on Chloe and Jimmy's wedding leaves Clark in shock, but before he can search for the kidnapped Chloe, an evil being known as the Persuader appears and attacks him. Rock, Imra, and Garth, also known as the Legion, step in from the future to help vanquish the Persuader, and the group realizes Brainiac has taken over Chloe once again. Meanwhile, up at the fortress, Chloe, as Brainiac, informs Davis he is Doomsday and was created to kill the other Kryptonian and destroy the world. So I loved this episode with my whole heart. Like when it was done, I was just like, the rest of the season's gonna be amazing, and just that was a dumb thought, but I love this episode to pieces. Collins, what do you think?
Well, for someone called the Persuader, he didn't do much persuading.
It's a
I'm just
dumb
saying, like, he literally just showed up and said,
Well, yeah, they were practically one of the the fucking like xenophobes. Like they were just bigoted against aliens, practically like Nazis, if you really think about it.
I mean, it's basically a white supremacist with a giant
Yeah,
hammer, like
yeah,
a
that's
giant
the one.
pickaxe.
That's the one.
Just literally just like, oh look, I'm gonna go and destroy. I want, the stupidest thought ever. This guy said the persuader, who's supposed, which you would think with a name also again, the persuader, you would think he would have no hard job. Like if that's your name, shouldn't it be really easy for you to persuade people to go to your cause? Then why do you even need to like, dude, you go back in time and pull a Terminator bullshit
Yeah,
on
but
you?
I mean, how did he manage to steal the Legion ring from the Legion superheroes? They don't, again, we're security guards in the fucking world, even in the future, with full of superheroes. What the fuck is going on?
I just
Like,
think the funniest thing is his plot is I'm going to I'm going to get Brainiac, an alien, to kill and to destroy this
For a
world.
guy who
So
hates
other
fucking
aliens
aliens,
can
for
inherit.
a guy who hates fucking aliens, is trying to fucking keep Brainiac, who's an alien fucking android, an
It's like
AI.
basically it's like saying I don't want this. I I'm it's like getting like a nuclear missile to shoot a butterfly or to shoot a fly. It's like getting a bazooka to shoot a fly. I mean, it's that stupid logic. It's like you. It's like okay, like I said, you know what? Someone pissed on my tires, so I'm gonna go and piss on my other tire just so that way I can even it out. I'm like, what? This makes no sense. It's like fighting fire with gasoline.
no, but I loved the Legion. I loved everything about them. They were just so cool, and I know you all can't tell me if they come back, but I sincerely hope they come back.
Yeah, you got Cosmic Boy who can control magnetic field like Magneto, literally, and Saturn Girl who has the ability to telepath like Professor X, and then you got Lightning Lad who could shoot lightning out of his hands. A lot of these comic book characters. My first introduction with the Legion of Superheroes, they had an animated show of the Legion of Superheroes, and then they came back in time to grab Superboy, the young Clark Kent, before he becomes Superman, and he becomes Superboy and teamed up with the Legion of Superheroes in the future in the show.
So basically, we can all establish the continuity of the Smallville universe is every superhero wears leather. That is their
Mhm.
trademark outfit is leather jackets.
Yeah,
Like,
especially the current the team that Oliver's team has. They have fucking jackets, leather jackets, and sunglasses. Apparently, fucking in the future, they can't have a fucking great tailor or advanced alien tech to make a suit look great.
like literally, a Superman's outfit will probably be just a leather suit with a cape, like because it's like
Yeah, you might as well
leather.
just have a fucking leather suit with a fucking S and a fucking cape on it. There you go.
It just seems like they like literally. It's like this is badass leather.
They think they apparently they think it's badass, or two, they just got cheap and didn't want to fucking have the costume designers to make the costumes look good or unique.
It doesn't have to be like good. It just has to have leather because leather sells. It's
Just
like
just have a
oh,
leather jacket. That's all you have to do. Just have a leather
leather.
jacket, add the
I'm like, what
color,
is this, X-Men
add the
2000? Is
logo.
that everybody wearing leather?
Everyone's wearing matching leather outfits. They
Yeah.
thought that was gonna work back then. They thought that, hey, we can't have a comic book accurate in live action.
In the future, insert the clip of Cyclops saying, "What are you expecting? Yellow spandex?"
What would you prefer? Yellow spandex?
Here.
Which in X-Men 97, Cyclops quoted with his son Cable saying, "What do you expect? A fucking black leather outfit?"
To quote Justin Timberlake, what goes around comes back around. Yeah.
Yeah. Which you know what people can I just say one thing? People always shit like on like now they're shit. People used to not shit on like, oh yeah, why did they have the leather outfits in the X-Men movies? And I'm like, well, you look at it this way, okay? And if that movie would have came out in 2000, and when they were wearing yellow outfits, people would thought that was stupid and cheesy. Okay, like you could not take it seriously. So I'm like, everybody's sitting there like, yeah, they should have done comic book accurate.
Yeah,
If
because
they would
at the
have done
time
it,
they weren't so
not
sure of how they were gonna win over the casual audience who had never picked up a comic book in their entire
yeah,
life.
you
And
couldn't
that
have done it.
people and that like how are you gonna take these characters because you're making the X-Men characters more grounded in a real world like scenarios, and how do you make us believe that these characters can wear these superhero outfits that just flies around in spandex?
Like you all have to understand, like in by the time the first X-Men was released, comic book movies have been reduced to cool party, and I like the car. Chicks dig the car. This
This
is
is
why
why
Superman
Superman looks
works
alone.
alone. Like that was it. So it had to be a hard reboot, reset. back to basics.
Yeah, they were literally in the stage where they had to be in the rehabilitation for the comic book genre because Batman and Robin really destroyed that at the time.
And
And
Batman and Robin's amazing for a lot of reasons. Like
It's a fun movie to watch to make fun of because we know it's a terrible garbage
Ice to
movie,
Seed.
but it's still a
in
fun movie that everybody can quote and look back on.
but in pro wrestling parlance, it killed the town, and the town needed to be rebuilt again. But
Yes,
back
they
to
had to hire a guy. They had to literally hire a British man who had never picked up a comic book to make it. But yeah, I do like that Brainiac was like Davis was so confused, and I do like that Brainiac as Chloe was like the whole reason why you even got close to her is because I allowed it.
Because
It's like
yeah, he programmed him for his obsession with Chloe to get to Chloe for Brainiac to pursue him to becoming Doomsday. Which it was kind of weird that she literally just tells him the same backstory that was told by his mom that created him. The zone one of the Fiora and that other episode. Like, didn't we already hear this before? You already explained it to him before. Like we need
yeah.
to hear this again the second time.
I do like though that like when Brainiac is taking over and everybody's seeing it. The only thing is like, and I do like this. This made me die laughing when they said we're gonna do a techno exorcism. I just started
She
laughing.
looks like a zombie walking corpse from Brainiac. Like, really?
Techno exorcism. I just laugh so hard. Techno exorcism. A techno exorcism.
I mean,
Yeah, there you that
they do exercise Chloe pretty much. The only thing missing was the lady from
The thing.
Poltergeist walking and going, "This house is clean."
she got up. The moment she got up before she was exercised, I thought she was gonna fucking turn her head around and I'll be like the priest from Scary Movie 2.
Hey,
Fuck this.
or
But dude,
that's
I
even better.
remember the actress. Hold on, the actress who plays Saturn Girl, the one who's a telepath. I remember the actress from the other Disney show called So Weird
That's
that she,
so yeah.
yeah, So Weird. I was like, I had to fucking like Google her and look up on her IMDb. DB is like, I could have sworn I saw her before until like, oh,
You had
now
to
I
Google and see
remember
if she was
her.
single. Is she?
No, you just have to check her relationship status.
That's just creepy that you know that, man. That's like,
I
are
know.
they single? Are they single?
Are, is she single? I don't
Cyber
know.
stalking. Matt's gonna be like an episode of you. Like he's just stalking, cyber stalking.
I'd be like the fuck. No, I like that Paul Benchley from fucking
Congratulations,
you, just stalking her on her social media, googling her.
she's like literally that show. By the way, if you've never seen, guys, never seen you.
I
That
did.
show is literally like a magic. He's a magic stalker because everything works out.
He's like the fucking version of Dexter.
He literally is a cyber. He's a stalker,
He's
but
a cyber
everything works
stalker.
out. Like literally, the cops are about to walk in this room. He's about to walk into then they turn. Then all of a sudden, he sees a magic door, goes through that door, and I'm like, how? This dude has like magical powers of stalking because everything always works out. Stuff that would be
Dude,
unbelievable.
did you ever seen that video of the episode of those clips without him narrating every single goddamn scene of moments when he speaks his mind through his mind that you're and without
No,
any narration, it looks so fucking awkward as shit.
I bet
When
it
he's
does.
not talking much.
I will say I do like the line that Brainiac says to the Legion. He says history's about to get a rewrite. I like that line. And we stopped you in the. You said we stopped you. And he said, "Well, history's about to get a rewrite." I love that line
But
so
also the
much.
stakes got higher when they wanted to kill Chloe, the host of from Brainiac, because that Phantom Zone crystal that John Jones gave Clark that got destroyed by the Persuader. And that's why he came back. Even though he wanted to go back and kill Clark and rewrite history, but he also wanted to destroy that Phantom Zone crystal, which that just contradicts of his own fucking, as we brought it up earlier in the episode, that just contradicts his motivation of hating aliens.
Also, if the assassin knew Superman of Superman, shouldn't he have used a kryptonite dagger? I'm saying, wouldn't it have made more? So wouldn't that have achieved his goal more or less?
Yeah. Well, it's an alien weapon. He probably stole one of the alien weapons that can affect him, that can actually hurt him.
Kryptonite is literally his deadly. It almost seems like he's like, I could kill him or I could graze him. Well, you know what? I really want to graze him. I don't want to kill him.
Yeah, why did you just chop off his head? You know you know that weapon can penetrate the Kryptonian flesh because it's an alien weapon.
And also the shirt that the woman's shirt that has the woman that the girl the one with the telepathic girl
Yeah,
from
Saturn
So
Girl, yeah.
she had her shirt is the same logo from the Sci-Fi Channel from the early 2000s. the Sci-Fi Channel logo. I'm like, did they literally just take the Sci-Fi Channel logo and stick it on her shirt?
Apparently.
Whatever matches.
I'm just like, really? Also, they give for someone from the future, they give Superman way too much information they should have.
Especially Lightning Lad. He's a big fanboy of
You're
Superman.
telling him all his stuff he should not know yet.
Dude, shut up. Even Cosmic Boy's like, shut up, Garth.
Which
Every time he
literally,
said Garth, it kind of reminded me of Wayne's World, not me.
are you like mental, Garth?
Are you mental? Have you gone mental? Hello.
Also, Clark just saw Rolana get corrupted by Brainiac, but then when he goes into the Daily Planet and he sees all these people frozen, he thinks it's the Legion. He says, and I just thought that was kind of dumb. It's like, what did you do to these people? I'm like, you just saw Lana get with the Brainiac symbol. Like, you thought the Legion did this?
Why
Like,
would you? Yeah, why would you assume that they have something to do with that? They
Put
don't have
two
that
and
ability. That's
two
not their
together to
power.
get four, my guy.
that's like
Like,
Clark is kind of an idiot in this episode. You think about like it's like it just seems like it's like, come on, Clark, come on, man.
yeah,
Yeah,
and the Legion gave him the piece of information of what he will do one day, that his influence will reach far beyond Earth and let alien
like
immigrants be
stop telling
welcome.
him this information. You're
Like
giving him.
that could change the outcome, even if when you tell him a little bit, even like you might as well just say he's Superman. He was close, and
And
Garth
then
was
you tell
literally
him to
close
come
to
to
name drop
you
it.
tell him to come
He
to the
almost did.
future.
He almost name dropped it.
You tell
Dr.
him come
Emmett,
to the.
And he was
Dr.
like,
Emmett
"Hey,
L.
hey,
Brown,
dude, hey, Cal, where's your cape, bro? Where's your
Dr. Emmett L.
glasses?"
Brown would have never let this stuff fly.
It seems like that the Legion had no
Kyle
knowledge.
Reese would have never let
It
this
seems
stuff
like they
fly.
had no clue that he wasn't Superman yet, and they went so far into the past. Dude, he's not Superman yet.
I'm just saying, Kyle Reese would never have let this shit fly either. I mean, come on. Like Emmett
Well, he
Brown.
kind of let that shit fly by banging Sarah Connor. So there you go.
Well, I mean,
Yep.
John Connor didn't tell him, "Hey, you're my father. Go now,
Hey,
go
you're my
bust a nut,
dad.
my mom."
Bust a
He didn't.
nut.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, I mean, more people have more common sense to keep some shit
I mean,
from other people.
he already fucking changed a lot of shit by going back there in the first place.
I mean, they should have just. Well, I mean, I understand why they went back there, but I'm like, come on, like, seriously. And also, like they said, he doesn't. Clark has a no kill rule, but yet he has killed the past. Like one thing when he says to Legion, "You
He
guys."
did inadvertently killed a lot of people.
When the
That's a good
Legion
point.
says, "You were right, Clark, about killing," and Clark says, "There's always a way." I laughed so hard because I was like, "Yes, he just indirectly killed them. That is the way." Yes, there is a way. Just indirectly kill them. Set a building,
Yeah, just
drop a
just
building on them,
inadvertently,
run away.
just inadvertently kill him.
Inadvertently kill them, guys. Guys, yes, there is a way not to kill somebody, but kill somebody, if you know what I mean.
They always
Drop
like
a
to play
building
that
on them,
bullshit.
run away.
So yeah, hey, he's like, hey, just don't fucking directly kill them in cold blood.
Yeah. I'm like,
The more
Clark, you
you
are a
know.
smug bastard. I'm like, Clark is a smug bastard this season. It's just like, there's always a way. Like, I'm
There's
like,
always a way.
there's always a
To
way, guy.
to quote Jeff Goldblum from Jurassic Park, life finds a way.
The Legion just like to slap the fucking word "kill" when you should have said they should have been destroyed. That just makes them more cold-blooded every time they say that, because they're supposed to be the superheroes here, and they're
Yeah,
all
like,
doing whatever it takes. And they
I just
thought that
made
they were all about doing. They said that Clark was all about doing whatever it takes to save the world. When he, even though he inadvertently kills a lot of people, but he doesn't kill people in cold blood for the greater good.
he just flies away and hopes they do. He's he's like, all right, oh my god, there's a bomb right here. And you ain't gonna take the bomb with you? Nope, I'm not gonna kill you, but I'm not gonna save you either. Batman style.
Well, well, we do have two more episodes to get to, so let's go to scores. Collins 1 to 10.
I'm gonna give this a 6 out of 10.
Matt, what about you?
I'm gonna go with an 8 out of 10. It was a fun episode. Yeah, I do acknowledge that there's a lot of flaws, but I thought that having the Legion of Superheroes as an addition into that episode was very fun to watch.
It was. I don't know. I just feel like there's some dumb
Yeah,
shit in this episode.
they definitely resolved the storyline with Brainiac for this
Yeah.
one for good, and now we still got two different storylines with the villains to resolve:
You
Lex
know what?
Luthor and now
7 out of 10. I'll
Doomsday.
give it a 7. Okay, Matt changed my mind. 7 out of 10.
You see how well I turned that around?
You are the master manipulator, but I'm going 9 out of 10. I loved this thing so much. Yes, it
I
is
might as well just be Lex Luthor, the master of gaslighting.
puppet tied up in strings, but I'm going 9. Like, yeah, the episode's flawed, but I loved this whole thing, warts and all, and the ending where Doomsday is there, knowing that Brainiac is like no longer there, and as Brainiac described Doomsday, it's a creature of free will and nothing more, of no free will, excuse me, but Doomsday is officially on the loose now, and
I'm about to
so
say you just described a human basically, free will and nothing more. Like that's literally
He was, and also
I
Brainiac just trapped him in the fortress, and he was supposed to be there for 12 days until after 12 days he could become fully Doomsday without the human form getting in the way of it. But that just postponed that shit.
I
But I like that,
misspoke.
but that I like the part where the Legion, after they extracted Brainiac, they name drop Brainiac 5. And in case you don't know who Brainiac 5 is, he's supposed to be the new version of the reprogrammed Brainiac, but it's a newborn that has been reborn, and
if you ever watch
he's the one who
Supergirl,
works
Brainiac,
alongside with the
Brainiac 5.
Legion of superheroes in the animated show.
Yeah, if you and also Brainiac 5 does appear in Supergirl.
I mean, he kind of reminds me. Brainiac 5 always reminded me of Piccolo in Dragon Ball Z when the original Piccolo was out there to kill Goku, rule the entire world, then died and been reborn as the new Piccolo as his ally. That kind of reminded me of that a little bit if you think about
Or
it.
or a Sub-Zero in Mortal Kombat, the later
Well,
games.
Sub-Zero was the twin had a twin brother. That's not the same person.
I thought that Sub-Zero had like he was like he's like a younger brother or
No,
something.
his I think that was no, maybe you might be right about that. I could be wrong, but I think they were like twin brothers or something. One of them was the
The
villain,
evil
the
Sub-Zero,
antagonist,
and
the
then they
evil
killed him, and then
Sub-Zero,
the good
and the other
Sub-Zero
one
takes
was
over.
the good brother.
And yeah, he redeems his brother's name.
So let's go from the penthouse to the outhouse and talk about season 8, episode 12 called
Training Day.
Bulletproof.
I mean, yeah,
Well, yeah,
bulletproof.
training day.
I've sacrificed everything I love for the greater good. What if the rest of the world didn't have to come first?
You're talking about killing a man.
Life is so precious.
To be able to protect that is an amazing gift. Both of us are driven to do this, even if we can't do it together.
Smallville. All new episode next Thursday, 8/7 Central on the CW.
Clark discovers John Jones was shot while working as a police officer, so Clark dons the uniform and goes undercover to find the culprit. Yes, really, and we'll unpack how that makes no sense in a bit. Meanwhile, Lana confronts Tess and tells her Lex isn't the man she thinks he is.
That was probably the best part of this whole episode. I'm just saying that's the
We'll,
best part.
That was the
we'll
only
get
interesting part about that episode with Tess and fucking Lana duking
let
it out and revealing the truth about Lex.
Let me finish. We will get there. Lana's shocking news forces Tess to reevaluate her position as the head of Luthor Corps. So, yeah, like Jacob Collins mentioned, with the exception of the Tess stuff, this whole episode was trash. Like, I just did not care for it whatsoever.
Like
And
it's like opening a bad McBurger at McDonald's, and you're just like, this tastes like horse shit.
the
Yeah,
burger's just all
when you
squished
wipe
and
the
stuff.
burgers off their people's ass cheeks.
It's almost like this guy who hadn't washed his hands and just had diarrhea made your sandwich, and just like, I don't know if I want to eat this sandwich now.
Yeah, and we got another major guest star who came back to reprise a role, but came back to play a different character. You remember the guy who was playing the cop, the main guest star on the show, same actor that played this a different character named Trevor, the Smallville jock who was the victim of
In
abuse
the
of a coach in an episode called Hothead.
Hothead in season 1.
Oh, yeah,
Yep.
the sauna.
You got to remember because season 1 was like ages ago, and he only had a brief role in that fucking episode, and most casual going viewers are not going to remember that shit.
Me and Matt got into this earlier. I told Matt, I said, look, like because we argued about continuity of another character. Like this is not the first episode of these 3 episodes. There is another episode, the next one, where they bring in an actor, and this actor plays a different role, and then in season 10, this actor plays another role that is a big actor, a big name character, and I'm just like,
No, we were talking
why
about
did you?
the third season, and now 8 is playing a major DC villain.
And you're just like, why are they bringing in characters and
Dude, it's lazy. Dude, it's fucking
it's
budgets when they
lazy
bring
casting,
it's
is what it
lazy cat.
is.
It's oh yeah, yeah, what you mentioned the other guy, which what like you said before, plays another DC character too, which I can't fucking say who he is because that's in season
I
10.
almost put it
Yeah,
in my notes,
he
but
was
then when
that
you said
guy
it at the
was
end, I
literally
take it out of my
fucking
notes.
typecast. He's literally like playing a similar type of
I
role,
told you, what if he's just that character? They never really say like that. You
but
can
they
just say
never
he's
even
like
really
playing.
mentioned but Clark never really brought it up when they first crossed paths with each other. Like, "Oh, I remember you."
But I mean, but what's the other character talking about in season three? They did say he worked for Lex. Like they specified this character worked for Lex, and you see this character working for Lex, and they never
But
say
then
his
I
name.
explained about his backstory, but the other character, and originally he never worked for Lex. He worked for Oliver Queen, and he had
Yeah,
a different,
but
and he had
then
a
he
different,
switched to
and he had a
Lex.
different. No, he had a different skills because this guy was a computer tech dude. The other guy was an engineer who worked on an explosives. God, and I can't say too much because we will get into that next week for that episode.
We're gonna fight on that. We're gonna might have to get in Aaron White to debate it.
Oh, I
'Cause-
will. I'll get into. I'll fight you on it. I bet you money on it.
Well, this episode was pretty bad in my opinion, and it really just comes down to this whole cop
It's
story.
like Training Day meets The Naked Gun.
Well, it
the
literally is.
Naked Gun is more legitimate than this episode, and that movie is a freaking
Yeah,
parody.
we just had a bunch of fucking cops
Like, there's
playing
literally a cop that gets
vigilante.
shot in this episode in
And
that movie.
they're a bunch of hero haters, and they want to take it into their own hands by killing a bunch of fucking
It,
scumbags.
I'm saying that episode. What, Ryan?
I'm just gonna say it makes no sense for cops to like hate superheroes. Like if I were to be like they're helping, like why would we jump
But to
down
be
that hole?
fair, being vigilantes and superhero stuff taken in your own hands is illegal. Like that's against the law in reality. But yeah,
You know how I know this is bullshit in real life? You know why? Because in white, a lot of cops idolize the Punisher, and they carry his logo around. So I know for a fact that that is bullshit. That they would not be like anti-hero; they would be more pro-hero. Because you see, if you watch the CS cop card, you always see a Punisher logo or a Superman logo, and it has like the NYPD or the police flag, the blue and the blue flag, whatever. And so I'm like, there's no way there'd be anti-heroes in real life. They'd be like, yeah, it makes our job easier. It'd be like the cops in Batman 66 were like, oh, the Joker's out there gassing. Oh, Batman's got it. Let's go have a donut. Come on, Batman's got this. If he fails, then we'll take care of it.
Yeah, but it just like I just knew where this was going, how like the one cop is gonna be like you're either in or out, and like the one good cop who's just trying to do his job, like it just it's the whole thing with Mike's son from Better Call Saul, if someone knows what I'm talking about out there, where like Mike Ehrmantraut's son found like was said to be corrupt and he turned him down and then he ended up dead. It's like it's that thing. It's been done to death and I've just never liked it.
yeah, the whole episode
But they
just
had more
it's really
substance though.
yeah,
Better
but the
Call
core
Saul.
of that episode, what they were really trying to do with that message that even though that you may be a badass and you can fly solo, but you would need to have a team that has your back. That's really what the core of that episode was.
Also, like this is some people. I was in there. I was talking with another person off camera about this, and I said this episode would have came out in 2020. This episode would be called woke, and this episode would be called like, oh, no, they're trying to be politically correct again. Like this episode, like just like when they had the season 6 episode with the under with
Yeah,
the with the
the illegal immigrant episode.
yeah, that episode would be like there's a couple of episodes that I'm
A lot
glad
of
they were
people
made
we
then.
talked about that for that episode that if that were to come out today, a lot of these fucking idiots online would say, "Oh, it's woke."
Oh, Smallville, DEI Smallville. Oh, look at this, the woke Smallville.
Support the illegal immigrants. They're coming into
Oh,
our U.S. Blah blah blah. Like a lot of
oh.
people would bitch about that today if that
I'm
were to
just saying
come
they
out.
would literally. I could just see like 10 channels that would be like Smallville. Oh, they're talking about police reform, blah blah blah, and I'm like, well, to be fair, they're not talking about things. They're just literally talking about
Beginning
cops.
Yeah,
Like,
even some of the police brutality. There's been a lot of fucking popular shows like Family Matters or fucking Fresh Prince talk about police brutality, about the political message. Oh, if that were to come out today, oh, it's so woke. They are political messaging us, blah
yeah,
blah.
which I
They're
will say the
pandering
reason why
it.
I give Smallville a break is because they weren't trying to do it when this show came out. They were not trying to like
Yeah,
tackle like serious. They're just trying to be like they literally just trying to rip off Training Day. That's really what they're trying to do.
Yeah, they,
They're
that
not
that was
trying
literally
to
it was
like
literally
be.
a block another blockbuster
there
haul.
there are all yeah, but Collins is right. There are channels who will just blow it completely like out of proportion. Like one channel I'm thinking of in particular, the name of it I won't say, but it rhymes with Turd Rodic. If you know, you know.
I don't know any
They'll
turds.
literally just bitch about it just to get clicks because that's the big thing now today. They
I
don't
mean,
really
Pretty
say
I'm not
anything
gonna lie.
pretty
There
positive.
much,
are
yeah.
just to be in everyone's defense. There are shows like I remember watching Batwoman, and they were talking about defunding the police, and I'm just like, what? There's like a villain out there right now that's gonna gas the city. Is that? Well, should we really be talking about this right now? Should we worry about literally catching this terrorist?
I get your point.
Don't
No,
worry
no, I
about
get
catching the
sometimes
shit.
sometimes when they do that shit, they don't do it very well. It's not
Oh
in a
no, it's
very
like
subtlety way. If Look, I'm fine if you want to address the problem in certain shows, but do it well and not just simply force it in because it's so recent. You know what
Well,
I mean?
Batwoman was a mess for a lot of
And
reasons.
also, yeah, there was a lot of reason why that Batwoman failed because
the
that movie,
first
that show
episode of season
sucked.
two had me
The
on the
show
hook.
was
I was like,
terrible.
I'm excited. And then after episode two of season one, episode after episode two of season two, I was like, I am done with this show because it's
Because
like
I was
I
done with that show since Crisis on Infinite Earths. They really literally went off that rails on the writing on every like Arrowverse shows. They could
I
just
love Batman and I wanted to love the show, but I'm like, it just felt like they took all the wrong reasons from like the
they're
show.
trying
It's
to
like,
make her into more like Batman, rip off on that character, like what with the even in Supergirl, try to do a. I mean, here's
David
the thing.
Nutter was
I
going
don't
to
want to.
direct the pilot.
I'm not gonna like shit on Melissa Bonis because I think she's terrific than what she was given for the role for Supergirl. But the problem is, her character was literally a copycat of Superman.
Oh yeah, for sure. I liked the first two seasons of Supergirl and I like season four, but like I honestly like season three is awful. Season three
I
is
mean,
so
I did
awful.
not like the show anyway, but I kept watching it because I already knew that Superman was going to show up in the second season and make
Season
his
two is
debut.
really good.
But I just could not like it. And it was one of those times where it feels like you're in a fucking like rough, toxic relationship and you just always keep fucking denying it for staying in for that long. It's like, no, I gotta stay in because I know it's gonna improve. No, it gets worse and worse, and I had to fucking
It's
just
like
get the
you're
fuck
drinking
out of
that
it.
beer and it's like you know it's just poison, but you keep drinking because you're an alcoholic.
And
Yes.
but you know the real reason why they put Superman in Supergirl season two in the flesh is because of what happened with Batman v Superman, the failure of that movie.
Oh, that movie. Well, look.
I mean,
I
it
will.
did well, but it had the major fucking backlash of the character too.
But
They
like
did a
with
major backlash of
Smallville,
that
I
movie.
think with this show, I just think
That was no
like there.
coincidence that they brought him in there for
Yeah,
a lot sooner than you expected back in 2016 because it
I
was in the
just think
same
like
year.
this whole episode, like I like the first thing I will say is I like how they're trying like sorry I'm on the wrong note, sorry. I do like that they have the first appearance of Dr. Emil Hamilton.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I forgot to bring that up because if you remember the actor who played Amelia Hamilton in the Smallville show, he
He's in
played
Battlestar
another
Galactica.
scientist. Yeah, he played another scientist in the Zack Snyder's Watchmen. He had a brief cameo in that movie for only a brief moment, but then he had another role in Zack Snyder's movies, Man of Steel, and it was kind of cool that the guy who played Amelia Hamilton in Smallville, they had another actor who played Amelia Hamilton in Man of Steel, like in the same scene together.
Well, you know what? Dr. Hamilton was supposed to be the Joe Morton, but then like the new showrunner retconned that and they made him Emil Hamilton.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad that they didn't get Jordan Morton. I mean, I'm pretty sure he would have done a great job playing
No,
that
I'm saying Joe
character.
Morton wasn't. Remember, Joe Morton was Emil Hamilton in season one. Remember?
No, no, he was Hamilton, but it was not the same character, Emil Hamilton. I think I can't remember his first name.
Well, the
I
showrunners, I think that was their intent was to make
Yeah,
him Emil
that was
Hamilton.
he was that version of that character that
But
they
then
intended to go
but
to.
then because they killed him and they never, I guess, said his name as Emil. So I guess that way, I guess they decided, you know what, let's recon it. Which
Because
and I'm
Emil
like,
Hamilton was supposed to be the best, brightest scientist that helps Superman out in comics and animated series too. He was supposed to be like the his right hand man as who figures out a lot of these problems, scientific problems.
you know what? I do like that Lana's searching for Lex to kill him, and I do like that Tess and Lana, especially that fight scene between Tess and Lana. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, they had a cat fight going on here, and then they
I
kiss
mean,
and make up.
Like
Yeah,
legit, the best part of this episode is when Tess finds out about Lex, and then like she basically says, "I'm going to destroy you," and then that whole speech, it's just great.
I mean,
yeah.
he literally had a microchip implanted in her brain to make her eyes and ears, practically just using her.
She
And
says, "I love
she was in
humans."
love with Lex. She was his fucking groupie.
Like even as a vegetable, like Lex is just a complete D-bag.
It's like that scene, and I don't know if y'all saw the new. Oh, never mind. I was gonna bring it up. I don't want people to give me shit for watching it. I was gonna say one movie I watched recently. And I thought that no, I'll tell you off camera, but it was something I saw in this movie. It's not a great movie because I watched it, but like I watched it because another friend of mine told me to watch it, and so I watched it, and I thought there was a scene where they bring out this guy in a wheelchair, and this guy said something. He says, "My uncle made a racist joke once at Thanksgiving, and is teaching like a class on diversity." And so he tells them all. He tells them, "My uncle made a racist joke once at Thanksgiving, so we need to beat the." He says, "I want you all to tell him what a piece of shit he is." And he's in a wheelchair, old 80-year-old man in a wheelchair, his hands like this, and they're like, "With permission from you, fuck you, Frank." Fuck you. And then I'll call him a piece of shit. He's in a wheelchair, just all this verbal abuse. And I just imagine that's how what they're thinking. Lex is sitting up there like in a wheelchair, and they're like, "Fuck you, Lex. Fuck you,
He has a fucking bunch of
asshole.
cord and fucking tubes sitting there looking at the
I hope
monitor the
you're
whole time.
keeping two jokes, you bastard."
Well, on that very pleasant note, I think we can go to scores. So, Collins 1 to 10.
I will say, I will say that if I had to give this a grade, I would say a 3 out of 10.
All right, Matt, what about you?
Yeah, it's a three. Especially the fucking ending when he goes to the Talon with Lana and makes out with her at the end of the episode. That really pissed me off. Like, come on already.
It's
Really?
like it's
Why are
like
you
they're basically
devolving back
telling
into this
you
well again when it
they
never
step
worked
five
out?
steps forward and 10 steps back. Five
Especially when
steps
your
forward, 10.
relationship never worked out. How many times that you have gone on and off in that relationship and it never worked out?
I'm going 2 out of 10. Like, I just did not care for this thing at
Ryan's like,
But
all.
fuck
but
this.
here's the thing, because Kristen Crook was only signed on for 5 episodes of this season as a guest star.
And she is a very nice person from what I can understand, but she has been written off this show twice now, and she has somehow come back. She has more lives than a cat. But
Wait till you get to season 9. I mean, you won't believe how many episodes she has in season 9. I mean,
Wait, Lana's not
that's
in
it.
season. Wait,
That's
Lana's
it.
not in
She's
season.
not in season 9. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah,
She's not
yeah.
in season 9.
No, she
She's
no.
not in
There's
season
one
nine.
more. There's one more episode. Her last appearance on that show.
even though Miller and Goff are miles away from this show, these showrunners don't know whether
They
to
probably
shit.
sat there and watched this like, what the hell are these writers were
What is the thing
thinking?
that people really like about Smallville? Lex, Lana, and Clark. Well, we don't have Lex, so we'll just tease Lex, and then we don't have Lana, so we'll bring.
And also, when we don't have Lex, we got to get Tess, who is practically was basically the fucking female Lex
If
Luthor.
Lex had a vagina, this would be Lex.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Not to mention that these showrunners just still don't know whether to shit or get off the pot when it comes to the Klana. But let's move.
Nobody, to be fair, neither did the other showrunners. To be fair, neither like no one knows. Everybody thinks like, well, we have to
Shit or
talk
get
here.
off the pot.
We might as well shit. We might as well sit on the pot and see what comes out, guys. Might as well come and sit on and see what comes out. Instead of getting off the pot, they're like, well, there is a toilet. We might as well just sit on and see what comes out, guys. I mean, I think we can spare a couple of hours to shit, right? Right? Yeah, right? Yeah, all right. Let's go.
The Louder
Everyone, asses on the toilet.
magazine, like just read
Asses on the toilet, everyone.
Sports Illustrated. But
Start pushing.
let's get into the last episode for this week. Season 8, episode 13, to quote a certain musical artist, no one man should have all that power.
I'm training you to be stronger, more powerful, fearless.
Smallville, all new episode this Thursday at 8/7 Central.
Clark and Chloe search for Lana, who has it in her head that things will be better between her and Clark if they were on a more even keel. Sigh, and goes off on her own in search of a suit developed by Luthor Corps that will make her invincible. So this episode might as well have been renamed to Citizen Kent, because this is basically Citizen Kane, but in the world of Smallville. It's people going around being like, tell me about Lana Lang. You're like, well, and then they go into these long flashback sequences.
As what Deadpool said once. Holy fuck, that's a ton of exposition.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, like they really, and also the video recording, they had to they it looks like that the writers really did not like how they did that video recording. How did she get the video camera in the first place? Oh, there's an answer. Lex's men pull a gun and have force her to record that message.
And it's the same guy that they bring in. Like,
But
it's
that
like,
was kind of funny. I found that very ironic that Tess brought that up. I was like, how the fuck did she? You really think how she was able to get a hold of video capture and she became out of a long coma?
yeah. I mean, Clark will believe anything. Okay, I mean, it's not that far off, guys. I mean, literally, that's
But I thought that the whole like them explaining about what really happened was kind of a cop out. They really just can't get enough of Lana in the show.
I do like how they try to give Lex powers, but Lana gets them instead. I thought that was great. And Lex's bodyguard story finally comes to an end, where
Yeah,
like he tries to kill Lex, and I love how Lex just takes that
dude,
statue.
Lex's bodyguard looks like a fucking knockoff from fucking Kyle Chandler.
I mean, to be fair, this guy was like, I'm gonna give him some slack. He was in with he was with Michael Rosenbaum, and now he's with Tess. And I like how he would like Tess just like,
Well, actually, he's against Tess.
but I mean, like he was like, but like, yeah, he like, I like how he had scenes of Michael Rosenbaum. Now he has scenes of Tess. I do like how, like Tess hits him, and then she just like, because she just like, it feels almost like her anger and her emotions are coming out of, like, she's like,
Her darkness is starting to come out that she's starting to turn into Lex.
I like that fact that like, she's basically when she's killing him, it's like she's killing
Yeah,
Lex.
when I watched her kicking the crap out of him and bleeding out, like did she fucking straight up murder that guy?
She did. It's like his blood went all over the floor, like which I think she
It
did that on
splattered through the
purpose.
fucking window.
Yeah, she did that because I think she was just like it was just like she was all her anger that was going
It's a
towards
survival
Lex.
instinct because Lex taught her to survive. Kind of
Yeah.
like what Lionel did with his son.
But apparently this random dude taught Lana how to take a cold plunge and then scorch herself, and in turn she became the Dark Phoenix. Okay. Better Dark Phoenix than
She
the Last Stand and the Dark Phoenix movie we got. Simon Kinberg only wishes he had this death.
that fucking Phoenix emblem rip off looking from Dark Phoenix.
The absolute state of that emblem, though, holy crap. It was like
She
looking at
somehow
it.
Lana was able to find the badass military veteran who can be able to teach people to sustain torture. How the hell is she
Also,
able to find him? How the hell does she?
also Tarantino called he wants his origin for Kill Bill back.
She had to go to the bathroom and just cut her hair and look like a badass. If I have a short hair, I look like a badass. Shoom, shoom, shoom.
Looking like Amy
Just
Winehouse.
it's like this is like around the time for fucking Street Fighter: The Legend of Sean Shi, whatever her name is.
Collins, are you still
It,
alive over there?
in which the
Yeah, I'm
character
just there thinking.
in
I'm
which the
thinking.
character Carter, we brought this up earlier, that he will come back and play a completely different character
Yeah, so
without
it
giving
pisses
away.
me off
And
because I'm like,
they literally typecast him. He's playing another badass military veteran, but I can't name drop who it might be.
it is a very famous character. And if you're currently watching a DC show right now, you will have seen the said character in the current. I'm not going to say what show or what it is, but you will have seen if you are watching a current DC show right now, you will have seen said character. I'm going to say which show, not going to say what it is, but it is a newer show. And
Oh yeah, what other new shows that nobody knows? What do you think
there's like
what's on
two
now?
shows out there right now.
I feel like
Two
you're
shows.
not being very subtle right now. I feel like Ryan can literally figure that out.
Ryan cannot. Ryan, guess.
Creature Commandos? I don't know.
There's like three shows. There's the Penguin,
On
there's Creature Commandos, and then there's Superman and Lois.
Yeah, that's true. There's three.
Honestly, the 99 Project, like in the closing stance, has like been keeping me so busy that it's just been hard to keep track, to be honest.
Which I will say, yeah, he is a famous DC character. I'm not gonna say who he is, but you'll find out in season 2. It's season
Yeah,
10.
you'll find out in season 10.
You'll see it in season
That left
10.
here's the thing, at the time when I saw him, I was like, is this the same guy that trained Lana? And then I had to fucking Google it and going up on research is like, no, he's completely a different character.
Oh, I know which episode. Oh my God, I just realized something. Okay, yeah, next episode. Okay, I was sitting there wondering what the next three episodes are. I'm like, oh God.
And
One
dude,
of
she
those.
she literally trained for months and somehow she's a total badass.
It's they literally do this shit in Arrow too, by the way. In season
Yeah,
three of
they pulled
Arrow,
that crap in Arrow with fucking Laura,
Thea.
Thea. Yeah, even Thea,
And I'm like,
even Laurel too. They pulled that shit when she took boxing training and now I'm wearing butt buckles and I'm putting on the mask and crime fighting. Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what are we doing? You get to be a hero. You get to be a badass. You get to be a badass. Except that you
I
can
did.
only get months of training and then boom.
I will say I didn't like Chloe the way she was dressed like a hippie in the first time you see her in this episode. She's wearing a
She's dressed
beanie.
like more like a hipster thing, hipster
Like it's
Chloe.
like, come on, like this
And
fashion
also,
change
she
was
kept
just
a secret.
awful.
Like, oh yeah, she knew that Lana came back before Clark even knew about it. Before that, like, what's going on?
I didn't even hear what she was saying. I was there like, I would
You
not wear
literally
that
withhold
outfit.
information of what she was up to from Clark. Makes no fucking sense to me. Like, really? Don't you think that would have been a little bit more important? Very
Ryan,
incompetent. She's a little bit more of an incompetent at this point.
Ryan, what did you think of her outfit?
It was weird. Like the hippie look I didn't put together in my head that it looked like that, but when you said it, I'm like, it makes total sense now.
Smallville
Are
fashion
we are
queen.
we really doing the fashion police thumbs up,
Yeah,
thumbs
I
down
haven't
thing?
had. I love that. I've missed like hearing the bad voice. Yeah, we need to have
It's
that image
a
of Chloe's outfit, in or out.
it's out. In the words of
Out.
Out.
Jason Statham from The Expendables 2, can't beat a classic.
I mean, Chloe, you wear. He says you are not a hipster. You are a nerd. Okay, just because you want to look like a hipster doesn't mean you should dress like one. Okay, okay, stick to your cult, Chloe.
But
Also,
also with Lana going up on her quest, we all thought that she was going to do this to get revenge on Lex. But literally, her intentions were that she wanted to get superpowers so she can be on the same playing field with Clark and be with him forever.
we've
And it's like,
already had this
yeah,
happen.
it
We
happened
had
before. Like, what the hell? It did not work out. The fuck? No, but I need to train myself mentally. I need to be ready this time.
It's like they're
And
just
Carter, he
retraining
has his card like, I
storylines.
need a power. How do you expect him to give you superpowers? How the fuck do you expect that to happen?
That's what I was telling Ryan before we started shooting. Like before you jumped in here, I was like, this episode reminds me of something that we've seen before. Like I'm sitting there watching this, going, this seems very cute. The Spider-Man 3 clip.
But then she's trying to justify it. It's like, hey, I wasn't ready to use these powers.
I'm just saying
Well,
Like,
this.
I thought that was ridiculous. I thought it was so ridiculous.
I would
I
have been
Give
can
me a
happy,
break.
yeah, but
I,
also the continuity is bullshit in this also. And Lana
Yes,
is wearing a wig,
yeah, you could tell that wig looked
yes.
off. Yeah, because her hair was shorter in present day time, and that they fucking had to do that, like redo that scene in reenactment, and it was a bad fucking wig. Oh
it's
God,
like,
it was
it's
awful.
like I have seen. Look at that girl's hair for 7 seasons now. I know what her hair looks like, and you could tell that that was not her real hair.
Krista Kroik has beautiful hair. She has beautiful hair. So like why do they do this to her? Like to quote
They
McJuggernuggets' dad,
for the continuity thing.
to quote the dad of McJuggernuggets, what the heck is even that? But
Also,
I've said
those
all I need to
behind the
say
Yeah,
about
I
that.
didn't like. I just did not like
three
the
episodes.
retcon. They should have just left her fucking ass out of the show because it feels like they saw season finale, they saw how they've written her out of the show, and they were not okay with it. So they had to give a different way to write her out of the show.
So yeah, because no one really cares that. Yeah, because everybody really wants to know what happened to Lana.
They were like, "Hey, they don't like the video message and saying goodbye, see ya."
Which I'm sure Alan Miles really appreciate that their shit's being retconned.
I know. I'm just excited to see what when Michael Rosenbaum and Tom Welling covers it, because this is gonna be the first time we are to see his reaction to these 3 seasons that he's no longer present on that show, and to see
I'm
how
just
how that turned out.
I'm just waiting to see what Rosenbaum's reactions are to the episodes where he's not in them.
I
Like
literally just said that. I literally just said,
oh my bad, clearly.
I'm quote to quote Annie Dick from the MTV Movie Awards from Batman Begins. That's what I just fucking said, Phil. Fuck. He's flying on rooftops.
Well, I'm definitely
Matt,
getting
you're
more
going to
and
send
more
me that one
useless
because I
after
want to
that.
see that
I'll
now.
send. I'm definitely gonna send. I'll group.
I want to see
send you.
that. That actually sounds
I'll
fun.
send you. I have the video in my library, and I will definitely send you the group. He's
Okay, I
flying
want that.
on rooftops. He's flying on roof. That's what I just fucking said,
By the
Phil.
way, we do Batman Terry's. We do. It's a bat tomorrow night. By the time this airs, we have already done the Batman '89 Cop Batman Terry. So check those out on my channel. Batman Terry's. We will
Yeah,
eventually get to
which
Batman
I'm
Forever.
so excited to get into the Batman
Which I will
89.
say, quick side note, we will get into we're doing Batman '89 this week, and then in 2 weeks we're gonna do Batman Returns, and then we're gonna take a break for the holiday and come back in the new year with Batman Forever.
So after the New Year's, we will definitely return for
Yes,
after
we
New
will.
Year's. Okay, gotcha.
No, we're
That's
doing
what I
returns. We're
know.
doing returns in December
Yep.
because it's a Christmas theme
Yeah,
movie.
it's a Christmas-ish movie.
So and then
Talk
and then
about a
the new
great
year,
tie-in.
Yeah,
and then
no, that how weird is that?
and then Batman
Especially
Forever.
the group of us, with most of us that were born in the year that these Batman movies came out, and there was one person that didn't have that year when Batman came out.
Yeah, I guess yes. Yeah, almost like everyone but one person was born a year a Batman movie came out. He was born when Batman Returns came out.
But
Me and Ryan,
dude, it's gonna be a cool way to close this out for Batman Returns during the holiday, a Christmas
I was born
holiday.
Batman Forever. Jacob Martin was born Batman Forever. Ryan was born.
I was born Batman Returns,
Ryan, where were you born? 98.
97.
Batman and Robin.
So
There
Ryan was
you go.
Batman. Ryan's like, I used to see you.
I didn't see you. The
But,
Iceman coming.
but yeah, this whole episode was these 2 episodes. I just think honestly, Lana getting powers.
Dude,
I'm
the
like, we've
ending was
already done
cheesy as
this.
fuck. The ending was cheesy as fuck. That cheap soap opera
Although I do
playing.
like the
Terrible
practical effects.
CGI too. Terrible.
It was a terrible green screen.
I do like the fire in the water, that practical effect. I thought that was really cool.
Dude,
But
she's literally getting burned in the fucking water.
Like there's a bad commercial in my movie theater now for Red One where the M&Ms interview the Red One cast and the Red M&Ms like, I want to be in the movie, and I put into it with some Hollywood magic and the green screen's badly edited out. That somehow looks better than the green screen here. Ironic because J.K. Simmons voices the
The
LOM.
fucking Weeding Cuts green screen looked better than this shit.
Sandra.
Ironic
I hate
because
bringing that up. I hate bringing that fucking movie up, but let's be honest, that was a better green screen than this piece of shit green screen.
ironic because J.K. Simmons actually voices the yellow M&M and he was sitting right there looking looking at himself. But let's go to scores. Collins, what about you?
I am going to give this a 4 out of 10.
Okay, Matt, what about you?
Yeah, same thing, Simpatico, 4 out of 10. It's much better than the last episode of that atrocious fucking episode. But other than that, it was bad.
Yeah, I'm going four as well. And it's I feel like I'm being generous with that one. There's some
This is the most generous rating out of the 2 episodes that we covered that we did not like.
exactly. But I pass it off to all of you. What did you think of these episodes? Let us know in the comments. We would love to read what you have to say. Just for a bit of a preview, we're covering episodes 14, 15, and 16 next week, which are Requiem, Infamous, and Turbulence, respectively. So I don't know how to feel about those titles, but it's going to be interesting to.
I will say, I think I will say 2 of those episodes are actually pretty good. One of them is what the fuck.
Yeah, which one?
You know which one I'm
The
talking
infamous
about.
episode?
Yes.
Yeah. What the fuck is happening right now?
What the fuck is?
How did we get back from this fucking thing?
It
How did
feels like we went 4 steps forward and now we're on 8.
Yeah. Exactly. Then when we get to the third, it started to get a little bit better. It was like, okay,
It's like
now
okay, Infamous is like we already had some weird this like a weird
why did you bring that back, that stupid character that we did not like in season 6? Like, what's going on?
I'm just saying that everybody had to you could have brought back. You brought back her? I'm just
Really?
saying, what the like
Which means there were so many plot holes that makes no fucking sense of what's going on.
oh, and then I'm just saying that's a stupid yeah. I mean, I don't want to say it's the stupidest episode, but I'm like, I remember watching it. I'm like, why is she back? Like, it almost
I mean,
felt
there
like
was some good stuff in it that had it interesting, but then her character, their motives and all her motives was so fucking dumb.
I'm sorry. I know Ryan's like, what are y'all talking about? Tell
Oh,
me.
don't
Like,
we'll get into that next week
We'll
for that
Ryan's gonna
we'll
episode.
agree with his next week on. Yep.
we
Yes. This
will
is
we will get to that assuredly. But comment below, let us know. We'd love to hear what you have to say. It's a privilege to do this show every week with these two guys. Collins, what do you got coming up on your channel?
I have tomorrow. Batman Terry. Batman Terry. Batman Terry. Yeah, nothing.
And then Matt, what about you?
I got two upcoming reviews that I'm gonna be posting very soon. Moana 2 and the limited series The Penguin.
All right. And as far as this channel goes, my Lion King series continues on the road to Mufasa.
Gross.
I'll be covering The Lion King 2 Simba's Pride, and then my Wolfman series continues. I'll be covering Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman, and then the 1999 project is coming to a conclusion very soon. I'm covering quite a few movies this coming week. One of them is The Green Mile, which has already aired by the time this is up, and I guess I'll be recovering from the emotions of that one. But thank you all so much for watching. For Jacob Collins, for Matt Wyatt, my name is Ryan Cam. For Truth, for Justice, for the American Way, always hold on to Smallville. We will see you all next week.